Hey everyone, I'm Gary Elysiums. This is a special video. This is actually my 40th episode of new CD purchases. For those of you who haven't seen the previous ones, go hit that subscribe button, like them, go watch some videos. Some cool stuff in there. For those of you that have been loyal followers, I appreciate it. Loyal watchers, I do see logistics, and I just want to thank everybody who is a returning watcher, especially for the new watchers also. But thank you very much to returning watchers. I know it's been a while. This is 3 in the last 2 days, so I'm sticking with it. So today I have another thrift store haul. Actually, it's a couple used stores, thrift store, and 2 new purchases. I'm going to do the 2 new purchases first, and then we'll get into the rest. Get right into it. First up, this one was really cool. Glad to find this. This is newly remastered. Albert King, Live Wire Blues Power. It is in a digipack, but luckily it's plastic digipack. It's not the all cardboard one. I just love the artwork on this. Just shows you that it's that original 60s blues artwork, late 60s. This is in the 1968 live recording, Stax Records. That's also really cool to see. Next up, I was shocked to find this in the wild. Air, the 25th anniversary of Moon Safari. This is a 3-disc edition. So, first CD is the original album remastered, obviously. Second disc is a bonus disc with a lot of remixes and demos and some BBC live sessions. And then there's a Blu-ray that comes with this, with audio, the full album in Blu-ray audio, and then video, a film about Air on tour by Mike Mills, which is cool, and then some videos for Sexy Boy, Kelly Watch the Stars, All I Need, and Le Soleil est près de moi. My French is terrible, so I'm sure I said that wrong. And for those of you who are curious, there's the back. Air is a French band. It even says it right there. French band. So most of their lyrics are in English. There are some French. But Air is more of a kind of touch of like a psychedelic, almost a Britpop sound, but they're from France, so they can't be Britpop. Electronic music. Cool stuff. It's really good stuff. It's very surprising. A 90s record that not a lot of people heard of. Those who have heard of it know it's great. Those of you who haven't, check it out. Next up, I found this in the wild. This is actually Elvis, the alternate Aloha. So this is actually the live set from Elvis's dress rehearsal from the Aloha TV special, which I think was like one of the most viewed TV specials of all time. I don't know if it still is, but I know when it came out, it was. As everyone knows, I love me some Elvis. And again, you're going to see, I get everything I like when I see something I like. I pick it up. I'm not just like a hoarder. I'm not a collector. I'm not like quantity over quality. I listen to everything I buy. And as you can tell by these videos, excuse me, as you could, excuse me, as you can tell by these videos, sorry. Something must have flew down my throat. It goes with my, what I'm in the mood to listen to. So as you can see my last 2 videos, and as I mentioned, sorry about the voice right now. I've been on like a 90s alternative / indie kick again. So you're going to see more of that, obviously. This is one I never picked up when it first came out. Never actually listened to it. I'd say one of my favorite bands. I have so many favorite bands, so I really like this band, especially their first 2 albums. Summer Under Wonderland by the Counting Crows. 11 tracks on here. Last 2 are demos, so actually 9 studio tracks and 2 demos. I love seeing that. It reminds me of the old days. It's like that Capitol sticker that would be on the vinyl. This I've never seen before either, so I was glad to find this. Live in Liverpool, Echo and the Bunnyman. This is a 2002 set. Of course, it features like some of the greatest songs, Lips Like Sugar, The Killing Moon, The Cutter. Probably one of the worst band names of all time, Echo and the Bunnymen. But they make really good music, so I like it. Here we go. We got The Greatest by Cat Power. Cat Power is a female singer-songwriter, really good artist, very underrated. I remember when this was out, I looked at it, I looked at it, but this came out in what, 2006, so the internet was around, but I didn't really have a computer. I didn't grow up with a computer. If I wanted to hear something, I would blind buy it. Right here from the radio, TV, whatever. Friends. Oh, I always looked at this. I never blind bought it, so I finally own it. And for those of you, if you haven't seen it, Echoes of the Canyon. It's a movie about the Laurel Canyon scene in the late 60s and early 70s, made by Jacob Dylan from the Wallflowers, also Bob Dylan's son. Cat Power's in that with him, along with Beck and a couple other artists. I think Regina Spektor is in it, Fiona Apple maybe, but it's a really cool movie. Just, a bunch of, 90s, singer-songwriters sitting around and talking about the scene, interviewing people like Tom Petty gets interviewed in it, Roger McGuinn. I forget if I feel like Graham Nash or Stephen Stills may get interviewed in it. I don't think it was David Crosby. I feel like one of them did, but I don't remember. But anyway, it's a really good documentary. I know it was on Netflix for a while. I'm not sure if it's still on there. But if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. If you're a fan of music in general, it's a really good, cool documentary. All right, I'm getting sidetracked. I picked up Moby, Animal Rights. This is a 1997 release. I'm not huge on Moby. Like, I don't know all his stuff. I only knew the, Porcelain and that stuff that came out. So I picked it up and I said, let me figure out some more about this guy. Another band that I don't know anything by, Morphine. This is Yes. Morphine, another 90s band, heavy on electronic. Yeah, as you can see here. So basically, Mark Sandman, vocals, 2-string slide bass. Dana Cawley with the baritone sax, and Bill Conway with the drums. So as you can see there, that's right. It's kind of like a free jazz sound to it, with a touch of like EDM a little bit, I want to say. Not much. Also, there's like that Britpop influence again on that. It's definitely different. Speaking of Britpop, Radiohead. This is the Airbag / How Am I Driving single, of course, from OK Computer. This was released in '98. Cool thing about this is it's not just a single, it's an EP. There are 7 tracks on here altogether. So it's Airbag, Pearly, Meeting in the Aisle, A Reminder, Polythene, Melatonin, Palo Alto. Now I do have that OK Computer, OK Not OK remaster with the double disc, and I'm pretty sure, I didn't look, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these songs, if not all of them, are on that remaster. Some more for my, I think this finishes up my replacements discography. This is Don't Tell a Soul, 1989 release. Not as strong as their earlier albums, their classic albums like Tim, of course, Let It Be, but still something cool. As you can hear, Paul Westerberg kind of like branching out, trying to go more on his own, even though I know he was a big fan, big influence of the band the entire time. I mean, it was his band, along with like Tommy Stinson, so cool to hear that. And this one, it turns out I already have. I didn't know. I checked my Discogs and I already owned this. I didn't know I owned it. This is also the replacements with All Shook Down. This is a 1990 release. So after this, you would have Paul Westerberg going on and doing the stuff for the singles soundtrack, which his songs on there are absolutely awesome. I got into the singles soundtrack, obviously, because of all the Pearl Jam, the Alice in Chains, the Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, Smashing Pumpkins, all that stuff on there. And I didn't know who Paul Westerberg was. And then I realized, like, I knew the replacements. I knew I owned Let It Be. Gary's Got a Boner. Hilarious song from that album. Anyway, I didn't know the connection there. Next up is the 1993 album, Tears for Fears, Elemental. Not sure of his name. Not sure of either of the guys' names, honestly, off the top of my head. I know, I should be ashamed of myself. Anyway, as you can see here, it's just the one guy from Tears for Fears. I sound really dumb, but the other guy, I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me their names, or I could just look it up, which I should have done. But yeah, I'm curious to listen to this, just to hear the one voice instead of the two voices that we're used to in Tears for Fears. From my home city, he's actually not from Philadelphia itself, kind of the outskirts. Electric Mile, She Love and a Special Sauce. This is a 2001 release. Nothing on here like really stands out. Just another album to listen to, something cool. I like throwing him on once in a while. Definitely different music. And this one I was excited to find. So this is Junior Mafia, Get Money the remix. So I remember when this song came out on the radio, and I loved it. I loved Biggie's part to it. And every time I looked at a Get Money, different remix and stuff, I could not find this song. And I haven't heard it for years. I've only heard it on the radio when it came out, and I haven't heard it again. And I was like, what is that song? It's so good. I loved it. It was with Lil' Kim, Lil' Cease, and most importantly, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie. So I picked this up. I saw this, and I said, let me look at it. So there's Getting Money, the Get Money remix. So I said to myself, maybe that's it. I put it in the as soon as I got in the car, popped this in, that was it. I was so excited that I could finally hear it again. So there's 6 tracks on here altogether. So more of an EP than a single. There's the Get Money radio edit, the Get Money, the dirty version, the Get Money, the original version, White Chalk original version, which was, I don't know that song. It says performed by Trife and Larceny of the Snakes, and White Chalk dirty version. And then the instrumental version of Get Money. So yeah, like I said, I was excited. As you can see, I had Elvis, I have rap, I have blues, I have classic rock, I have Britpop, electronic, I have everything. Another cool one I was able to find, the Soup Dragons. This is Love God. Soup Dragons, this is most notably known for the opening track, the cover of I'm Free, the Rolling Stones song, I'm Free. You guys definitely heard it before. It was featured on commercials and everything. Features Junior Reid, the great Junior Reid, a reggae singer. But yeah, this is cool. This is cool artwork. Some of that early 90s. That's 1990, I believe. 1990. Some of that early 90s psychedelic tinge that made a little comeback back then. So this one I've had it for years. This is Fish, a live one. Probably, I know I've mentioned this before, especially in my Grateful Dead video. In jam bands, I actually prefer the studio albums over the live stuff. Like, as in Fish, like, I like listening to their studio albums, but when it gets to the live stuff, I get kind of bored. But this is good. I like this. This is like their best official live release. I talked to huge Fish fans, and they said that this is their best album. So what happened, this was $1, by the way. So what happened was, I had this. It's a double CD, but it comes with a book, and I never had the book. So when I saw it with the book for $1, I picked it up. The CDs were a little scratched up. Mine were clean, so I basically kept my cover, kept my CDs, just slid the book in there. So glad to have that complete. Next up, this one was cool to find. I don't remember seeing this. I'm sure I knew when it came out, but it's Saliva, excuse me. Survival of the Fittest. This is, Survival of the Sickest. This is a 2004 release. Josie Scott was still in the band. I don't really know anything off of here, but I did like Saliva's first 2 albums. So I figured I'd pick it up. I'll pop it in. I don't know if this was the last album with Josie Scott or not. I gotta look that up. I feel like it's probably not, but I know he's no longer in the band. This one I picked up. I remember I had this when it came out. I don't know what happened to it. The band Fun. I'm sure you all remember this. This is Some Nights. This was really cool album. I liked this when it came out because the Some Nights intro was great. Going into Some Nights, like, you knew these weren't just a hit single band. Like, these guys made an album. And then We Are Young was a huge, huge song. Huge hit back in 2012 when this came out. And, of course, Carry On was another big hit. But yeah, 10 tracks altogether, and like I said, the intro, Some Nights intro, is a really good song. I love that song. Here we have Prince with Lotus Flower. I remember when this was out in 2009, it was like a Target exclusive, and they had so many of them, but no one bought them. So I remember seeing like the end caps at the registers of just this album and nothing else, and they were selling it for cheap. So this is a 3-disc edition. The first disc is a woman called Bria Valente with Elixir. I don't know who she is. Lotus Flower by Prince is the middle CD, and then MPL Sound by Prince. So basically you get 2 albums by Prince and one by Bria Valente in a package. And you know, I'm a Prince fan. I love Prince. You could throw anything on by him and it's going to be good. The guy doesn't make bad music, so I'm glad to finally have that. Next up is a band I recently got into. They've been around a while. I've always seen them. When I say a while, I'm talking like 30, 40 years. Cowboy Junkies. This is Lay It Down, their 1996 release. Don't know much about them yet. Like I said, I've just been listening to them. I like their acoustic stuff. I feel like they're a very good band, very good songwriters. But I can't really speak on them too much. I'm still getting into them. So I will, hopefully, once I find more, I'll be able to give you a little more information about it. Another band for the 90s that was kind of forgotten about, Letters to Cleo. This is Wholesale Meats and Fish. I like the artwork there. I like the pink, black, and yellow contrast there. Kind of reminded me of the Wedding Singer soundtrack. Spine. You got 2 girls, look like they're spitting fire in the front. Letters to Cleo had a, I know Jennifer, that song. They had a minor hit in the 90s. I forget what it was. And then we got Melissa Etheridge with Breakdown. I'm a Melissa Etheridge fan. I think she's a good songwriter. And some of her hits are great. Like Come to My Window, I love. The Way I Do, I love that song. This is a 1999, excuse me, release. Digipack. This is a deluxe version because there's 3 bonus tracks on there, even though it doesn't look much deluxe. I kind of like the artwork because it's got that gray and black with hair and color, that contrast. I always liked that. Next up, I got Duncan Chic to follow up to his self-titled album. This is called Humming. Never heard this, so I do like a lot of songs off his self-titled album, so I'm going to check this out and see how this sounds. And for some reason, I don't know what this means, this little hole in the booklet. There's really nothing on the CD to see. Just says Humming. I don't know. Next up, I got Four by this band. This is a band that I've always read great reviews through magazines about. One song I just recently found out was them. And I didn't realize the song was as new as it was. It's released in 2021. It's Wild. And the band is Spoon. The song Wild definitely sounds like something that was released in the early 90s, like Jesus Jones or something might have done. So I really like the song. I listened to this album in full, and it's amazing. The opening title track, Held, the hardest cut. And this album's called Lucifer on the Sofa. We got a couple more coming by from the Spoon. This is Transference. And these guys just love the digipacks. As you know, I'm a fan of jewel cases. I'm not a big fan of digipacks, as I'm sure mostly everyone watching this video is. And then this is Gimme Fiction. So this one says Spoon 2005, which was released. Includes 4-song bonus CD. But I didn't get the bonus CD along with it. It's just the studio album. So if I see that out in a while, I'll pick it up to complete it. And this one, when this one came out, this is Ga 5 times. Ga, 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 ga. This had great reviews, like 5-star and all different magazines. This is a 2007 release. So this was the album that really put the band on the map. Great album. I think personally, I like Lucifer on the Sofa more. But this is up there. I would listen to this a lot more. Like I said, I never really fully got into the band, but once I found these 4, and I said, I'm going to take a try and listen to them more, and I've been listening to these 2 a lot lately, and I really like it. Next, we have Paul Weller with Wildwood. Paul Weller, of course, from The Jam, the legendary 70s punk band. Great album. The title track, Wildwood, is my favorite off of this. It's not a punk record. It's more of that singer-songwriter vibe. This is a 1992 release. Just really good stuff on here. Just shows you the talent Paul Weller had as a songwriter. And it's called Wildwood, which is one of my favorite vacation spots on the Jersey Shore. Next, we have the Colt, their self-titled album from 1994. I've heard this many times. I've actually never owned it or bought it, so now I do. This is more of a hard rock record that try to fit in the 90s, and it works. It really does work. Produced by Bob Rock, which of course we know did Metallica's Black Album. He did Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood and so much more. He did Saint Anger. Yikes. I don't hate Saint Anger, believe it or not. This is just cool. This is cool stuff. This is a harsher Colt, not so much the glammy side like they would use in the 80s with Ian Astbury. Another one, I was excited to find this, 13 by Teenage Fan Club. This is probably their second best album. Besides Bandwagon-esque, this is from 1993. Teenage Fan Club is such a good band. Very underrated. I feel like it's like a critics band because they're always featured in all these best of 90s lists, but like they don't get the recognition they truly deserve. And I got 4 more left. And then we got Better Than Ezra's Greatest Hits. I have pretty sure I have like almost all their studio albums, but I didn't have this, so I figured it'd be cool because sometimes like with Better Than Ezra, I just want to hear Good and Desperately Wanting. Like I love Good, even though it's overplayed. Desperately Wanting, such a good song. I always loved that since it came out. So this would be cool, so I could just throw this on and have those 2 songs. I don't have to switch the 2 CDs out because Desperately Wanting and Good are on 2 different albums. And this also features a cover of Laid by James. And I gotta say, the lead singer, I forget his name offhand. Doesn't say it on the back here. But he actually does sound like the lead singer, James. The music's definitely different, but the vocals, they sound very similar, which is cool to hear. Then we have the Raconteurs with the Consolers of the Lonely. The Raconteurs, of course, Jack White's band. I've seen these guys open up for Bob Dylan back in probably like 06, 07. It was when Broken Boy Soldier came out, and that was they actually outplayed Dylan. I mean, Dylan was obviously in his 70s at the time, and probably late 60s, early 70s. He just sat down at the piano, and the songs were so rearranged that they didn't sound anything like his actual recordings. He did play a lot about from the 60s, but I'm like, it's Bob Dylan. Like, you got to see Bob Dylan. So there we go. Then we have another one by Cat Power, Moonpix. This is one, I don't know, I believe this may be her debut album, not sure. But it's a 1998 release. 11 songs, Australia, 1998. And singer-songwriter Cat Power. If you don't know her, really cool music just to throw on and relax to. Last but not least, probably one of the greatest artists of all time. My Cherie Amour, Stevie Wonder. Of course, it features the huge hit single, My Cherie Amour. This came out in 1969. This was towards the end of his really poppy era and his singles era before he really went in the studio and did stuff like Talking Book and Music of My Mind. Of course, Songs in the Key of Life, Intervisions, all that amazing stuff. Fulfilling This Is Personality. All that great stuff. But again, look at that artwork. It's so like late 60s. It's awesome. I love it. I love seeing stuff like that. Of course, it's on Motown Records. As you can see there, the nice Motown sound. Pink back cover. But yeah, that's my recent haul. I actually got more than I thought I did. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment if you wish. And for those of you that are interested, I did open a new Instagram page the other day, which showcases my music collection, my CDs, also music facts, music history, birthdays, album of the or day the album came out, all that stuff. And it's on Instagram at Gary's Music Files. So please go follow that also, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.